How's it going, class? It's your professor. So today we're going to talk about creating database objects. So the objective here today is defining data types, creating and using tables, creating views, and creating stored procedures. So this is what we're learning right now as of lesson 6. So data types. A data type is an attribute that specifies the type of data that an object can hold and also specifies how many bytes each data type takes up. So SQL Server 2008 built-in data types are organized by these types of general categories. This still applies to 2000 and where we at 2019, but with a lot of more updates. So go ahead and just go over the documentation. But it talks about exact numbers, approximate numbers, data types, character strings, Unicode character strings, binary strings, other data types, CLR data types, and spatial data types. So here, money numeric. This numeric data type is used in places where you want money or currency. Date time. The date time date and time data type is used to store data and time data in many different formats. Your integer. The int numeric data type is used to store mathematical computation is used when you do not require a decimal point output. So here you have your variable character. This character string data type is commonly used in databases where you are supporting English attributes. Your n varchar used for non-English languages. Your boolean, otherwise known as a bit data type, which is true or false. And your float, this numeric data type is commonly used in scientific community and is considered approximate number data type. So here you have a bit more data types of what they're doing. So you have your bit, your integers with either a 1 or 0, 9 up to 16-bit columns are stored as 2 bytes. The storage size increases as the number of bit columns used increases. Your tiny int, insert data from 0 to 255. Your small int, so here enter data from negative to the power of 15 or 2 to the power of 15. You have your integer. Integer data from negative 2 to the power of 31 to 2 to the power of 31. Here it has a storage bytes of 4 bytes. Your big int, integer data from negative 2 to 63 power and 2 to the 63. So here's it stores about 8 bytes. Your numeric fixed precision scale, valid values from negative 10 to the power of 38 and through to 10 to the power of 38. You have your decimal fixed precision scale, valid values from negative 10 to 38 plus 1 and through to the 10 to the power of 38 negative 1. You have your small money, monetary or currency values from negative 214 million and to the if you round up which is 215. Actually it's 1,000 because there's a decimal there. And also to 214,000 rounded up to 215,000 small money. So this here it takes about 4 bytes. And then here you have your money, monetary or currency values from negative 922. I think that's more than. So here you have your thousands, millions, billions, trillions, and to 922 trillion. So implicit and implicit conversions. SQL Server supports implicit conversion, which can occur without specifying the actual callout function, cast, or convert. Your explicit conversion actually require you to use the function cast or convert specifically. So here are your views. A view is simply a virtual table consisting of different columns from one or more tables. Unlike a table, a view is stored in the database as a query object. Therefore, a view is an object that obtains its data from one or more tables. So your stored procedures. A stored procedure is a previous written SQL statement which has been stored or saved in a database. One of the things that will save you time when running the same query over and over again is to create and store procedures which can then execute from within the database command environment. So here you have your SQL injections. A SQL injection is an attack in which malicious code is inserted into strings which are later passed on to instances of SQL Server waiting for parsing and execution. Any procedure which constructs SQL statements should be reviewed continually for injections vulnerabilities because SQL Server will execute all syntactic syntactically valid queries from any source. So here you have so we go to summary. A data type is an attribute that specifies the type of data that an object can hold and also specifies how many bytes each data type takes up. As a general rule, if you have two data types that are similar but only differ in how many bytes each data type uses, it has a larger range of values or has increased precision. So a SQL Server includes a wide range of predefined data types called a built-in data types. Most databases that you create or use only need to use these data types. So here, exact numeric data types are the most common SQL Server data types used to store numeric information. Int is the primary integer whole number data type. Precision P is the maximum total number of decimal digits which could be stored both to the left and the right of the decimal point. This value must be minimum of 1 and the maximum of 38. The default precision number is 18. So money and small money are transact SQL data types which you can use to represent monetary or currency values. Both data types are accurate to tenth to thousands of the monetary units which they represent. Approximate numeric data types are not as common used as other SQL Server data types. If you need more precision, more decimal places than what is available in the exact numeric data type, you will need to use float or real. These data types typically take additional bytes of storage. So the date and time data types, of course, deal with dates and time. These data types include date, datetime 2, datetime offset, small datetime, and time. SQL Server supports implicit conversions which can occur without specifying the actual callout function, cast or convert. Implicit conversions actually require you to use the function cast or convert specifically. And here, a regular character uses 1 byte of storage for each character, which allows you to define one of the 256 8 bits on the byte and 2 to the power equals 256 possible characters which accommodate English and some European languages. A Unicode character uses 2 bytes of storage per character so that you can represent one of the 66,000 16 bits are about 2 bytes and 2 to the power of 16. I'll go ahead and just 65,536 characters. The additional characters allows it to store characters from just about any languages. So usually when I say that, I'm just rounding it off, but make sure you guys use the precise number. All right, when you use a var character, variable element, SQL Server will preserve space in the row it resides based on the column defined size and not on the actual number of the characters found in the character strings itself. The Unicode character strings ncar and varchar can either be fixed or variable like their regular character strings. They use the Unicode UCS2 character set. So if you guys want to do a little bit more research about that, go ahead and do so. The entire purpose of a table is to provide structure for storing data with relational database. A view is simply a virtual table consists of different columns from one or more tables. Unlike a table, a view is stored in a database as a query object. Therefore, a view is an object that obtains its data from one or more tables. A store procedure is a previous written SQL statement which has been stored or saved into a database. So that is going to be our presentation for that. Go ahead and go over it and study it, and I wish you guys have the best of your day. All right, so thank you.